What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, and I'm here for the news. And 8 months ago, I made a video on the Capitol riots. And as you can see in the title, it says Capitol riots. Was it orchestrated? I made a YouTube short 8 months ago, Capitol riots. Was it orchestrated? And today, Tucker Carlson on Fox News released a video basically saying this whole thing was orchestrated through video evidence. Now, I haven't watched this video since it was made 8 months ago. I watched it one time, but I haven't watched it since. But I did go over it today. The video is absolutely hilarious, insightful, informative, and if I might say so myself, I knocked that shit right out of the park. Now, this video only got 28 views, but I don't give a damn because I'm one of the best on YouTube at giving far out predictions. Is anybody perfect? No. Can you predict everything correctly? Absolutely not. Nobody's God. Nobody's going to get everything right. But I do have great foresight. And I've had so many videos where months down the line, I tend to be 100% correct on some of these predictions. And as you can see, it says, Proud Boy leader was an FBI informant. And I've said in several videos that a lot of these things are orchestrated by the government and the FBI and the CIA. Some alleged, some is proven to be true through the release of documents by the government after so many years. But yeah, I made this video, as you can see right here.
What's happening?
As you can see, 8 months ago. And sometimes you got to toot your own horn. And by God, if you know me, I don't mind tooting it from time to time. But the reason I always make these videos is not just because I'm trying to get views, because I have these thoughts and opinions that's inside of me that I want to get out. And I want to be able to look back and see what I said a year from now. Did it hold up? Did it hold true? And it did. In this video, I went over the whole damn thing. I'm telling you, I knocked it out of the park. But we're going to take a look at this Tucker Carlson video that was made tonight. Made today. And it says, this video tells a whole different story of January 6th. Let's take a look.
They're familiar because they've been playing on a loop on every media outlet. These are the pictures you've seen of January 6th. They're familiar because they've been playing on a loop on every media outlet in America for the last 2 years. There's a reason for that. But it turns out there's quite a bit of video you haven't seen. And that video tells a very different story about what happened on January 6th. More than 40,000 hours of surveillance footage from in and around the Capitol have been withheld from the public. And once you see the video, you'll understand why. Taken as a whole, the video record does not support the claim that January 6th was an insurrection. In fact, it demolishes that claim. And that's exactly why the Democratic Party and its allies in the media prevented you from seeing it. By controlling the images you were allowed to view from January 6th, they controlled how the public understood that day. They could lie about what happened, and you would never know the difference.
And like I said before, editing is amazing. You can paint a totally different narrative of what happened by taking clips, pictures, and sentences, and you completely lose context of the whole overarching story or the storyline by editing. And they edited as much as they could on January 6th, but even with all the editing they did, it still was plainly obvious and was easy to come to the conclusion that this whole goddamn thing was orchestrated.
Those lies had a purpose. They created a pretext for a federal crackdown on opponents of the Uniparty in Washington.
Our office wanted to ensure that there was shock and awe, that we could charge as many people as possible.
The first thing you notice from viewing the full video record of January 6th is just how many people entered the Capitol building that day. Hundreds and hundreds of people, possibly thousands, over the course of about 2 hours.
And just in case you don't go back and watch the video, I'll give you a small recap. Look, in every major non-governmental organization that could be a possible threat to the United States government, the FBI, the CIA, they already have infiltrated it. They already have agents. I've said it before, whether it's been the Nation of Islam, the Black Panther Party, the KKK, any kind of white supremacist group. All that shit is rife with FBI agents. And in this crowd that was at the Capitol, there was FBI agents all over the place. Keep the video going.
The crowd was enormous. A small percentage of them were hooligans. They committed vandalism. You've seen their pictures again and again. But the overwhelming majority weren't. They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek. These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers. Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard about January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines. They give each other tours outside the Speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol, they obviously revere the Capitol. They're there because they believe the election was stolen from them.
Now, Tucker Carlson is landed on a little thick, but the video it's painting a completely different picture of the edited video, and then if you get all the evidence and you get all the video footage, there are two different video pictures. Some of these people came in there who were followers, came in there and were fooled. A lot of these people who went to jail for over this shit, these people were fools and were fooled and duped and led astray by federal agents, allegedly.
They believe in the system. Here's the man you've heard referred to as the QAnon shaman outside the Senate chamber. These are not rioters. These are people who wandered over from a political rally.
We will not let them silence your voices.
After the rally, they walked down Pennsylvania Avenue, where organizers had secured a federal permit to hold a legal rally on the grounds of the Capitol.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Once at the Capitol building, things began to get chaotic. Capitol police officers fired tear gas into the crowd. A few at the front of the herd broke windows. Someone opened the doors, and many hundreds of others just walked in.
They're gonna make that the story.
Of course, they did make it the story. And at the center of it, the single most famous person arrested that day was a Navy veteran from Arizona called Jacob Chansley, often referred to as the QAnon shaman.
The so-called QAnon shaman. QAnon shaman.
Someone named Q Shaman.
Jacob Chansley became the face of January 6th, a dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building.
He was let in.
According to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley.
That lets you know that all these people are in cahoots. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not living in a lap of luxury somewhere in some a prison/resort. Seriously, you think I'm bullshit? This whole thing was a complete farce.
Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us into the building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th, the indisputable facts recorded on video, some of which has never before been seen, with a depiction of Jacob Chansley that you've seen in the media for more than 2 years. He's a terrorist, they said. He should be killed.
Shoot him.
Now, did you see the cameraman up? The whole thing was staged. Were there people unbeknownst to them that this whole thing was staged? Absolutely. But this whole thing was 100% orchestrated, you guys. Look at this shit.
Scene.
Now watch when he yell on cue. Now watch the cameraman. Look.
You've seen in the media for more than 2 years. He's a terrorist.
Now look at the cameraman. They shooting a movie, y'all. January 6th was a TV goddamn series. This was like Yellowstone. Unbelievable.
As they said, he should be killed.
Shoot him. Shoot him. Like, if you burst into the United States, if he was dressed like Bin Laden, would you have shot him?
Shoot him. Shoot him.
You can't shoot a paid actor.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
It makes you wonder, who are the violent extremists here?
Look, the police is just following him around. They were actually protecting him, making sure he gets all his photo shots in the right place, and he's yelling and screaming on cue. And come on, y'all.
Jacob Chansley, and the video proves that. But you would never have known from the media coverage.
The people sitting in the chairs need to be sitting in a jail cell.
Chansley is in a jail cell. He's been there for months. If he was in fact committing such a grave crime, why didn't the officers who were standing right next to him place him under arrest? Until now, no one could even prove that even happened. But it did.
Well, you guys, look. This is, if you need any more proof how much of this stuff that's going on today in the United States is completely staged, completely set up, and basically like a TV show. I mean, this video right here, like I said, if you're looking for this video, you can go into my videos, you can go into my playlist, and I have it under Sports, Life, and Politics, Deep Topics. And you can find that video. But this is a fantastic video from 8 months ago. And I called the whole thing out. I pointed people out. I said, look at this shit. I did all that. That's why this channel is one of the best goddamn channels on YouTube when it comes to reporting on the news, because I'm going to give you a perspective that ain't nobody else going to give you. And I'm most definitely going to point things out that you might not have noticed and seen on the news yourself. And some stuff is obviously we all going to figure it out at the same time, just looking at it, using good old-fashioned common sense. So it was a question stage. Was it orchestrated? 100%. Was Sports, Life, and Politics TV proven to be right? 100%. Is this the best damn news channel on YouTube? 100%. Next video I got coming up, you guys, I got this lady right here, Megan Hall, the lady who slept with the police officers. I'm going to give you a different perspective on that. When you turn it on YouTube, everybody's saying the same thing. They're excoriating one person. They dropping all the blame on one person. But I got a whole different perspective for y'all. Is she completely innocent? Absolutely not. But you got to tune in. I'll probably drop that video tomorrow. I'm going to record it right after this video. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. This whole thing was staged. I appreciate all the support, man. But hit that like. Hit that subscribe. I just took your ass on a January 6th. Was orchestrated and the whole thing was staged right. Peace.